Broadcasting live from the mixed-up world of Hyrule, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer Invitational League. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Bob Tasik. Joining me today on commentary is Jex Reppy. Jex Reppy, how you doing?
I'm doing good, considering the fact that all of my races so far, or that I've commentated so far, have involved the Phendrana Drifters. I'm glad to be not commentating the Phendrana Drifters.
Are you having a little trouble pronouncing Phendrana Drifters?
That is true.
All right. So we've got Dataplet versus tstew14, Forfeit versus Double Dippers. I think, at least mathematically, it's theoretically possible for both of these to make the playoffs. Definitely Double Dippers. We've got this week and another week left, and we will see what's going on here.
Yep. Today, we are still playing out all dungeons, key sanity, so get out your key trackers and get ready to do some AGA 1. We're covering everything today.
Yep. It's like, so do we have an AGA 1 seed? Yes. Yes, we do.
Yep. Do we technically have a pedestal seed? Yeah. Will they pull pedestal? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows at all. It's possible that tstew is just paused on his own emulator until the race starts, because we won't be starting on stream for another, couple of seconds or so. But yeah, we'll get this thing underway pretty soon. Now, again, because we have to do everything in this seed, you can expect a lot of, dungeon dips and dives, ducks and dodges. Wait, that's a different thing. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of dungeon plays. There's going to be a lot of double dipping. Might as well call it Baskin Robbins over here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you have lots and lots of people, or lots and lots of things.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with key sanity, whether it's all dungeons or not, is a lot of times you're going to be dipping dungeons multiple times. It's just a question of how many. And looks like we are underway. And Link's house is a small key to Turtle Rock.
All right, well, that's one of 4, and you want at least 3 to be able to clear Turtle Rock.
Both of our runners choosing just a standard Link sprite and going for the Uncle route. So we're going to do a Tier 1 tree pull and get $5. Well, 20 technically, but
Some non-zero number of bucks.
Mm-hmm.
tstew currently in the lead by 1 rupee. Just saying.
Well, Dataplet's getting 20 of them. Although tstew will get the same 20 here in a second. So it'll still be a 36 to 35 tstew to Dataplet here in the top of the first.
And we've got Skullwood's map as well. So we'll be able to find out what the prize of Skullwoods is once we get there. We get Sanctuary with, the first Castle Tower small key. That's real nice, because more often than not in these all dungeons key sanity seeds, you end up hunting for those things for 8 years. The only problem with that is the earlier those are, the more likely you are to have to actually do AGA 1 early. And nobody likes that.
Yeah. You kind of like to save AGA 1 till the very end so you can just mirror, because you get a health refill doing AGA 1 that you don't get from doing AGA 2. But, I mean, if you gotta do it to get to Dark World, you gotta do it to get to Dark World.
Alright, arrows from our rupee crab, free heart lying on the ground. And we'll see what AGA, the Lumberjack Ledge, has for us today. That is just 20 rupees. For a second there, I thought it might have been the Cadence of Mario, but no, it is 20 rupees.
Either way, it's a red thing. But meanwhile, tstew is going to go ahead and go into Kakariko. Sorry, I've been dealing with the fact that I kind of want to sneeze, and so it's been kind of tough to, like, talk while, like, my nose is just kind of in that, am I gonna sneeze or am I not gonna sneeze? So...
You stare at your light for a second there? Anyway.
Well, anyway.
Got a Ganon's Tower small key. And the Pod big key, which is pretty nice to find early.
There's some water toes.
So the Hyrule Castle chest, or at least the Uncle's Tunnel chest, was a map of Skull Woods. But yeah, we did get the flippers. We also get a Moon Pearl inside the well. A Mire Key, as well as a red boomerang, Compass of GT, and one of the green rupees in the game.
So Moon Pearl kind of really the only thing that's beneficial.
tstew is going back in the well for an additional 20 rupees just to get that bottle vendor taken care of.
Yep. So what does the bottle vendor have today? Just 20 bucks.
Fair enough.
20% return on investment.
Yeah, I mean, he knows how to run a business. Making a good 500% markup on that particular item. Ice Palace map.
That'll be helpful when we get to Dark World, at least know what... I mean, the thing is, really, the prizes here don't matter all that much. It really is just what's Green Pendant and what's the 5/6.
Yeah.
Like, you may check just to be sure, but at the end of the day, like, you know, it doesn't matter. We're doing all the dungeons.
I mean, it is definitely good to know which dungeons are the crystals, so you know when you have access to Ganon's Tower. Speaking of which, we have the glove from the back of the tavern.
Dataplet gonna go ahead and buy bombs, while tstew is gonna just YOLO the race game, or no, YOLO would be to actually go through it, but since he doesn't have bombs,
he's gonna scout it.
Yeah,
and
which is just bombs.
That'll do. All right, tstew is leaving the Link's house for the South Shore route, I assume. He's trying to farm bombs off of the 50/50 in front of Link's house. He doesn't have money to buy more bombs. It's unfortunate. This might be a play toward Agina's cave, because I wouldn't see you go into Mini Moldorm with just one bomb and nothing else really to kill the Mini Moldorms with.
We shall see. There's 20, so 3 more rupees and you'd have money for bombs.
Yeah, I think there's enough skill parity in this league that, you know, a lot of the teams that have a bad record, a lot of that just comes down to luck instead of skill, because there's just a lot of good players in this league.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Like, with the Invitational League, it's not that anyone's in particular bad, it's just that, I mean, unfortunately, the way Rando plays out sometimes, you miss, you know? You make a gamble and it doesn't pay off.
All right, back with Escape, 100 rupees, piece of heart, and another piece of heart.
Okay. You were right about the Agena play, though, for tstew.
Mm-hmm. Dataplet went ahead and grabbed that 50-50 as well, and tstew got a small key to Skull Woods, which is not ever required for our runners, but the logic wants you to have all of them to get to Mothula.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find like all 3 Skull Woods keys early, you might suspect something is there.
tstew checking the stun prize, just hearts today. Now, we know the tier 1 tree pull is $5, so that would get him to 50, but I kind of think tstew probably goes up Death Mountain here, or gets the cash.
¿Por qué no los dos?
And then goes up the mountain. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Dataplet gonna do the same thing and head for, even though he has enough bombs for it, he's still heading for Agena's cave.
Yeah, doing the Agena play early in all dungeons, Key Sanity, is usually a reasonable play, because you kind of want to clear out Sphere 1. You don't want to leave a necessary key or something just sitting there. Alright, Old Man has the map of Eastern, which you could go ahead and check at your earliest convenience to figure out which crystal/pendant is there. I mean, you know you're going to have to do it anyway, so it's not a big deal. And tstew getting cabbaged, like you do.
Yeah, like you do sometimes.
Now tstew does have enough money to purchase bombs, so it does look like that's what he's going to do.
Dataplet. Oh, he's doing
Houlihan time. Yeah, this is really your only option with those flippers until you get the boots to do that Houlihan. If you're really going for Houlihan and you do have flippers, you don't have boots, and you don't have a glove, you're not having a good time.
No. So we're seeing tstew do Hobo, getting a piece of heart for his troubles. Save and quit there. I imagine possibly a mini Moldrum play. Nope, he's going to Sanctuary. He's going to do Back of Escape because he hasn't done that yet.
Yep. Seems good. Alright, Dataplet about to blow up some mini Moldorms.
Can do it with 3 if the other 2 get close to each other as they did. And pretty simple.
Sometimes they cooperate.
Most of the time they don't. Hey, there's a book.
Yeah, that would be quite annoying to me if I was doing this, because I'm like, well, I already went over to the desert. What do you want from me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Play over to Ice Rod Cave, I imagine, for Dataplet.
That makes sense.
We'll move on from here.
Probably maybe even do Hobo. Maybe even try Waterfall of Wishing, hoping you find enough cash along the way, possibly.
It's a possibility. Yeah, no need to fake Flipper today because we have actual Flipper. He lifted the rock for the front here. He might be getting some cash there. We picked up 20 rupees in Ice Rod Cave. And let's see where we go next. Could be to desert with that book, but it looks like we're heading over to the eastern area.
Let's see, tstew for certain. Try to get to Ice Rod Cave. Only on half a heart though, so has to be careful using that boomerang to kind of make sure he doesn't get hit. Saha saying Green Pennant is misery mired today.
Mire does require a lot of items that aren't necessarily required for anything else. So, could be a bit. We did get a bunch of keys and junk there. Big key is skull. I think it was ice and something else for small keys.
Mire was the other small
ice
key.
And Mire, yeah. So that's 2 Mire small keys, which is interesting.
It is in fact interesting.
Because there are 2 items in Mire that care about small keys, and they want you to have all 3, logically. So, again, you could end up with something on left side Mire, and those are also fire-locked, which, again, can... You know, the fire-locked fire is a thing that happens way too often in these seeds. Alright, so tstew heading into the waterfall cave, finds half magic and a hammer. Hello!
We finally have a weapon.
Sounds good to me.
We also have a bow
on the ledge. Beautiful.
You know, Dr. Bob, you know how I like to have limericks for these times with Zora? This is one of those. This is one of those times I get to use one that I don't get to use that often. Most Zora lessons leave us despite. Hey, oh wait, he doesn't have money. Crap.
Nope, no money.
Well, still, most Zora lessons leave it to spawn dip, but the ledge holds something important. Runners don't fear, progression is near. Just swim down the river's current.
All right.
I totally forgot about the fact that we were short about 350 rupees.
And who needs money?
Who needs money? Now, the thing with that bow is we still need the Eastern Big Key for that to matter in terms of finishing Eastern Palace.
Yeah, if Zora has that Eastern Big Key, that would be dumb and hilarious, and I love it.
That's exactly what Chad is suggesting.
Yeah, I definitely stole that from chat. So thanks for the talking point. That's all I'm saying. Alright, now the good news is we did, in fact, get that Dark World access with that hammer. So tstew of the Double Dippers is headed for Hype Cave. And that's a tree pole I didn't realize was there.
Alright. Hype Cave has a piece of heart. Another piece of heart. A compass. Tahara. A small key to Pod. And another small key to Hyrule Castle. So, Pod key was kind of useful, but that's about it.
I mean, put Zelda's cell in logic with the small key. Anyway.
Details.
But yeah, someone asking if there's a guaranteed bomb drop early in the seed. Not in these settings.
No.
There is if you start with boots.
Skullwoods and Eastern are the 5-6 crystals.
Okay. And strangely enough, we did in fact already get those maps, which is hilarious. All right, Dataplet is actually going to farm rupees here for Zora. I don't blame him. He's also going to go to Desert. So this is an interesting play. Without the boots or a fire source, it's unlikely he'll be able to complete Desert at this time. But if it turns out there's something here, that could be big. Nothing on the ledge. So really, this is just for one check inside Desert. But I guess if you're coming over here to farm rupees, you might as well. And I guess you can see what's on the torch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's also possible that, like, the boots are here, or sword is here, or something that makes this
Desert
more...
Ledge was just a piece of heart. Ice Palace Big Key. Interesting.
Very interesting indeed. And the torch, just a big 20.
Womp womp.
Hey, that would have helped with Zora money.
It would have. Dataplet currently sitting on 499 rupees. Just for, you know, that's it. Coming down here to get those 5, I think. I guess he's going to steal the key.
Interesting play here.
Well, yeah, we'll see if it pays off.
You want T-Stews into Skullwoods?
Personally, if I were Dataplet here, I would actually take a death so that I could scum the key if necessary.
Not a bad idea, to be honest. There's a compass to Skullwoods in Skullwoods. Small key.
Thieves Town small key.
So about that death, I don't know if he's gonna be taking that.
No, I think that's a key you hang on to. Does mean he's going to need to find the desert small key at some point.
Mm-hmm. He's saving and quitting, so he's committing.
One thing we know is that the desert small key will not be in the Thieves Town big chest.
That is true.
Nor will it be on the attic chest or the boss, because those are all theoretically locked by that small key.
Alright, Dataplet finally going to Hobo. Hopefully we'll also go do Waterfall of Wishing. Get that hammer and get the bow.
Yeah, so Dataplet's really hoping for Zora to pay off. Which is not generally how Zora works. Generally it works in the other direction. You pay Zora off.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Double Dippers. Shistu headed for Bumper Cave. We can see what that has. While Dataplet goes to pick up his half magic and hammer.
Nope. Oh. That looks like a fire rod.
Hmm.
Or at least...
I mean, I looked away for half a second.
I don't know if that was a fire rod or an ice rod, but it looked like a rod.
Yeah, and that's either way, that's definitely going to be necessary. So we're going to need to find a cape.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing too much overworld glitches lately. I'm just like, we need to find boots. Wait, no.
Alright, so it's a small key
to
pod. So Zora probably won't be paying off that much. Depending on where the other 4 are.
Yeah, pod keys are useful, but you can do without some of them. Oh, it's definitely logically required, because the boss will always be behind all 6 keys in the logic.
So meanwhile, tstew is into Thieves Town. Without the big key, can't finish it, so you're only going to be checking the first 4 chests. But... ooh! Especially when you find the glitch stick.
Mm-hmm. We are not responsible for any shenanigans caused by the Cane of Samaria, because we were not responsible for the coding of that item.
No, we were not. I was 6 years old and didn't know how to code at the time. I have other games that are severely bugged, but this is not one of them. Okay.
So there's the ice rod, so we know which rod it was on Pumper Ledge.
Yeah, we do. Save and quit there.
Yeah, front of Thieves Town is overworld in Key Sanity. You get 4 chests in there. It's like a miniature hype cave that takes a little longer.
And I think with that was it tstew that got the Hyrule Castle key?
They both got it. It was in actual hype cave.
Okay. Well, then they're actually going to Hyrule Castle to do the front.
Mm-hmm. Dataplet's trying to get some money there. Needs to get back to tier 1 so we can pull some stuff off of that tree.
Yeah, gonna need $100, $110 for pod, if that's where he's heading.
So tstew has located the mirror in Hyrule Castle, which is, kind of nice considering you're going down to the basement of Hyrule Castle.
Mm-hmm. Especially because then the only other option there is to do a death warp.
Yeah. Though some people might not opt to go to Dark Escape right now, but who knows? With the mirror, it becomes more likely to do.
Mm-hmm.
Though without a sword, it can still be kind of a pain.
Now, it may look bad that tstew isn't picking up the key there, but the thing is that since we already have seen the back, you're not going to need the key for the front, so you don't need to worry about that.
Mm-hmm. And since we already had the small key from Hype Cave, of course. Ooh. Hello.
Hey,
Speaking of sword.
Speaking of a sword.
And there's our bottle from Catfish as well.
Interesting enough.
Sick Kid could be checked pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Dataplet is following tstew into Hyrule Castle, which is not a bad play here.
Nope.
All right. Who's ready for Dark Escape?
am.
Good.
Because especially with that sword you found in Zelda's Cell, tracking through the dark is a lot easier.
Yeah. These snakes can be kind of a jerk, but you can get through there pretty easily. Another option at this point for tstew would have been to grab a Cana Samaria block and use that to get around.
That is a
All
possibility.
right, big 20. Sorry about that. I keep
Nah, it's
running over
okay.
you.
It happens. All I was gonna say is, when you're needing to track in the dark, you use whatever you can. That mirror does also open up Tower of Hera, and it also doing the Paradox Cave. Now we can get into Hera, but we can't finish it. You need a hook shot if you'd want to finish it without the big key.
Yeah, unless of course the big key is in there for some reason. But there's still definitely two things you can check inside Hera. So it's definitely worth dipping into before you head east. We can also take a look at what's on the Ether tablet with that book. Wait, they got Hera small? When did that happen? I ain't paying no attention. But yeah, you would need a fire source in order to actually get in there. Alright, Ganon's Tower small key on top of Spectacle Rock. That's 2 of them so far. No, 3 of them. Excuse me. It's a bomb pack on the Ether tablet, so nothing really super useful there.
And we are going to see tstew heading to Hera. There's a small key at the bottom.
We know it's not vanilla because 1, we already have the Hera small key apparently, and 2, because it's the wrong color.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got pod keys for days.
2 pod key. This Hera basement brought to you by pod keys. Pod keys. You need 6, and pod's kind of screwed up in terms of his key logic. So hey, have some pod keys.
And I mean, with the hammer and the bow, and a non-trivial number of pod keys, might be a reasonable time to head there. Yeah, are you looking for the perfect holiday gift this season? Try pod keys.
Alright, tstew is now going to show a spiral cave as Dataplet's making his way back. And
Eastern Big.
There we go!
Well done.
And Skullwood's Big leads to GT Big.
Boy. Well, I think tstew will be picking up the Skullwoods Big soon. With that Eastern Palace Big key, he's probably going to head to Eastern soon. But again, he's going to be short that 1 pod key. So who knows?
Meanwhile, 7 items in Paradox Cave. Big key to Hera.
Okay.
Small key to Turtle Rock.
Fair enough.
Piece of Heart. Big key to Turtle Rock. Ether.
Which might be the other key to Turtle Rock for all we know.
Mushroom. And bombs.
Alright, interestingly enough, tstew going ahead and saving and quitting here. Because it looks like we might be seeing a play toward Pod and Eastern. You could also check the very first chest of Swamp Palace here, but Nobody wants to do that.
In an all dungeons key sanity, no. Really, the only time that I would do something like first chest of swamp is if like you're in a regular seed and it's Titans Mitts Dark World access. Like sometimes the randomizer likes to put the hammer in that chest in Swamp Palace, but in an all dungeons key sanity, I ain't going there until I need to.
All right, just confirming that is in fact the fire rod on top of Bumper Ledge. So, Dataplet will also have that information now. We'll see if tstew goes for catfish or if he heads over to pod. Yeah, looks like a pod play. Oh, we're getting a graveyard ledge play from Dataplet. Going up there sort of, the long way. Which is what you're forced to do when you don't have the mitts or boots. But yes, it is possible to get up there for those of you who didn't know.
Yep. Sometimes it's required. Like today!
Speaking of the mitts, hello!
You could not have set that up better!
Alright, so tstew's going to pick up the cache of keys in the closet here. Wasn't even really going for the alliteration, but it worked. Alright, so tstew delaying a little bit so that you can actually grab Kiki. Because he will not follow an invincible link.
Alright. Mirror, go ahead and do Eastern first. It kind of makes sense since Eastern's the one you can full clear.
Right. I mean, one thing that tstew has going for him is he's actually got 3 pod keys right now, and if there's a pod key in pod, which tends to be the case more often than not, honestly. I mean, okay, maybe not more often than not, but pretty often. You could full clear the whole thing if you know how to hammer yump.
But you would assume most of our runners know how to do at this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so unable to check the King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks just yet while it was up there, but again, it'll happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Dataplet's gonna get his cane from Thieves Town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dataplet is the one who stole the key in Desert to get the Thieves Town small key, so that's going to be kind of interesting. Alright, just 50 rupees in the big chest of Eastern. Dataplet picking up the ice rod as well. Also super necessary for this particular set of goals. Okay, so Dataplet is now walking out of the village, and we'll head, to do a few other checks here. We've got the digging game. We may see a smith play here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that is what we see next.
Yeah, the Titansmith's find there on Graveyard Ledge is pretty huge.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since, Titansmiths are one of the convenient ways to get there. So it just makes it that much more likely that anybody heads there of their own volition.
Especially with the mirror, it makes doing all of the smith chain in one go.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that, we're prevented from doing, at least for now, is that magic bat, and that's only because Dataplet didn't get the mushroom.
Mm-hmm. Now, chat bringing up to remind people that Thieves Town small key is actually blocked behind the Desert small key because Dataplet stole it from the back. So
correct.
So the one thing at this point that is the thing we'll want to keep our eye on is, do we find the Desert small key? And we will have to at some point, assumedly. But is that going to, not having that small key, where does the Thieves Town small key have something important, or does it lead to nothing and thus having to find the Desert key, leave it buried somewhere else? Meanwhile, tstew finishing off Armos Knights gets $20 for his troubles and the first crystal of the game.
All right, 40-minute first crystal. That's about par for the course for all Dungeons Key Sanity. Let's be fair. tstew also could have gone and finished Hera if he so desired. That's a lamp on the blacksmith. So that's a fire source right there. And I imagine that is what tstew is waiting for regarding Hera, is a fire source so that it can be full cleared. Meanwhile, tstew does find the blue mail in the first chest of pod, which I am certainly never going to argue with.
What's also interesting is tstew decided to burn the small key on the front door.
Yeah, that's not completely out of, that's not completely wrong. Just because I figure in this case he's probably going to orphan both of the one-off checks and beat the dungeon.
Makes sense. Meanwhile, silver arrows were at the South Grove Cave.
Mm-hmm. Seems quite good. Quite good indeed. Now, Dataplet does have the purple chest. We can sort of leave it lying around, but there's no point in doing so when you don't have the boots. You can't go any faster without them.
Yep.
We found the map of Pod in Pod. What's up? And actual toilet paper. And while tstew doing some hammer yump. Well done. For another map, sand spills out of this small key. There's Desert Small. But now we need a sword to get it.
Yep, at least he knows where it is. And at least there's 3 chances of getting a sword to get that.
Yeah, Dataplet is the one who didn't, who stole that, so at least he can go get that when he's done. All right, so Dataplet will be delivering an old man. So when Dataplet goes up to Hera, I think there's a reasonable chance he will clear out the actual basement because of the fire source he got. And then he'll head over to Paradox Cave and get the big key, and then be like, really? Really?
Yeah.
If you want things to be extra dumb, you could put the hookshot in the Hera basement, Chaz.
I mean, I've also put, as I've been working on Plandos here and there, I've put hookshot in the Hera big chest, forcing you to not be able to do Herapod.
There is that.
Alright, finally getting a map check. We're seeing that Turtle Rock is a crystal and Ice Palace is a pendant.
And we also knew about the other crystal pendant combination there. And for those of you who didn't know or can't read the tracker for some reason, yeah, you had Misery Mire as the green pendant and Skullwoods as the already known 5/6 crystal. Alright, Tstew is into the worst dark room in the game if you don't have any fire source, which is the turtle room. And only having fighter sword is not fun, but he does manage to pull it off. And as expected, Dataplet is going to go for Hera Basement here.
I have to sit here while in what? And he did get the iframes. This is the way that the blinking is not exactly the same.
The frames on the broadcast might be different from the frames on the emulator.
True. Meanwhile, Tstew has the helmet of Helmastar off, working on trying to use hammer strats as opposed to pulling out his bow.
Yeah, you could also do fighter sword spins, but that sounds awful.
And it doesn't really matter because he's got it done. For
Bombos Medallion. Very interesting. Also, that's the other pendant, so now we know where all the pendants are.
And where all the crystals are, conveniently. Well, okay, we know they don't. Tstew would have to do a map check himself.
I believe they are all at the Great Rumpus.
Tstew going back up the mountain. Imagine this is to finish Hera.
Fair enough. Now, he still does not have that fire sword, so he'll still be abandoning an item inside Hera Basement, but it's not a huge deal.
I mean, we saw it's just cash, so...
And the lamp was on the blacksmith, and of course the blacksmith, or the mitts, in order to get the blacksmith, were in fact at Graveyard Ledge, which is just a lovely spot for those mitts, let me tell you. All right, we got a shovel in the compass chest there of Hera. Big chest has 10 bombs.
So from there, just a matter of taking out Trolldorm, and Hera will be finished. Dataplet getting his goodies out of Paradox Cave. I would imagine he probably goes back and finishes Hera too.
Yeah. What do you think the odds of a quick dip into Turtle Rock are?
Well, Dataplet's going to prove me wrong and do Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, well, he's done he set up the mirror portal here for that purpose.
He doesn't have any medallions, though. That's the thing.
He just got Ether, though.
Oh, okay. Tracker software's not updating. If it's Ether, I don't know. The problem is that I know where the fire rod is.
Right.
And so, am I really going to do Turtle Rock knowing I'm going to have to double dip it on the hope that maybe the cape is there? Or something that leads to cape? I don't know.
Yeah. Alright, so what is it? It is Ether.
So you can
He's going to go ahead and open it. Yeah, going to Chomps is a little bit weird. We'll see. But meanwhile, tstew went ahead and picked up the silver arrows there in the Grove Ledge Cave / Cave 45 / however you want to call it. And it does look like Dataplet does have 2 Turtle Rock small keys. Oh! The shovel in Hera turns out to be a sword. That's going to be a pretty big deal for tstew. Dataplet just went for the first chest of Turtle Rock there.
Now, what this also means is that we have the sword to get the small key desert. I also see tstew trying to, I'd say burn some magic, but it's more kind of freeze some magic so that he can do a fake powder.
Looks like it. For those of you who have never seen this before, you can activate the Cane of Samaria with no magic, creates that little sound, and then switch immediately to the mushroom, and it'll just use the powder. That also works with the actual powder if you don't have magic. You can do fake powder. Yeah, the reason you're not going into Hookshot Cave right now is you don't have boots and you don't have the hookshot. So there's no actual way to get the things in Hookshot Cave. And he knows what's on the floating island.
So, once we find Titan's Mitts, Ice Palace is open, but without the okay. We can get the Ice Big Key to finish. Alright,
so I think tstew's going for the Skullwoods big chest, and then he might go to Graveyard Ledge after this. So,
which wasn't the Skullwoods big chest? Wasn't that where
it was
the
GT Big Key?
Oh, it was GT Big Key. Okay, so yeah, this is important.
Oof! Dataplet takes a fall on Moldorm. Like you do. All right, tstew is going to go for the Graveyard Ledge check here. So, Titan's Mitts incoming. I don't know if tstew is a fan of rage slashes or whatnot, but we will see. Yeah, Dataplet is not yet done Palace of Darkness. Not sure why that's marked. tstew got Master Sword exactly where Dataplet is about to get Master Sword.
I thought tstew did pod.
tstew did do pod. Dataplet didn't. It was marked on Dataplet's rule.
Ah! Oh, by mistake.
I'm not trying to call out our tracker.
No, and our trackers always do a great job. Koval is our tracker today. It's just the tracker software is a little suspect.
All right, so I actually think Dataplet is going to head directly for the portal and go get the Desert Small Key.
That would not surprise me at all.
It's like, oh, I need to get that thing.
We're also going to see tstew turn in the mushroom.
Oh, nope, he's doing something else. Ah, probably turning in the mushroom.
How convenient.
Now, Dataplet actually has 4 pod keys, so he can actually get every item in pod if he's willing to be patient and not use the small key on the front door. And he knows how to do the hammering up. Alright, so Dataplet is heading to pod, and tstew is about to grab another pod key from Zora here. And yes, we've got lots and lots of matches being run today. There's a whole nother slew of 3 matches, or yeah, I think 3 matches starting right now on various SpeedGaming channels. So, you know, I don't know why you'd want to leave us, but there are other matches to watch.
There are other matches. This one it's very interesting right now. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how this continues to unfold, because while tstew may have an advantage on the dungeon count, this race is far from over, and I think we're about to see Aga, at least the 2 chests in Aga Tower.
Yeah, it's definitely a check of the 2 chests with the 1 small key. If you don't have both small keys, you can't beat the dungeon, but you can easily be expected to dip this once before beating it. Put the cape in here. That'd just be fun.
Or the big key to desert. That could also be fun.
That's a thing. Oh boy, Dark Agate Maze here. No problem for tstew, who picks up bombs. So the Desert Big Key is a nice find. We'll see if he decides to check Bombo's tablet first before heading to Desert. That would be a reasonable idea, but we'll see. Yeah, tstew did in fact go to Graveyard Ledge. And he's also purchasing a red potion here, which indicates this might be a play for ice.
So I think that's what it is. Where was that Ice Pulse big key again?
I don't remember. I know we found it. Oh yeah, it was in Desert Palace, that's right. It was the one chest that was just available. So tstew is going to be leaving behind the contents of the big chest of Ice Palace. Apparently in the previous match for these two teams, there was a hammer in that chest, which is gross.
That is pretty gross indeed.
Alright, tstew acquires the blue mail as well, or not tstew, Dataplet acquires the blue mail as well, and we'll be heading through the rest of pod. He did not save the key on the front door either, so he's going to have to choose which of his two one-offs he's going to skip. The only reason I know about the hammer in Ice Palace is because on the notes for this match, it said, "Please give us another hammer in Ice Palace, Keck." Blah, 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 blah. Something to that effect.
I had looked away for a minute, and I was about to be like, did tstew forget to check the big key chest? And then I'm like, hey, Icebreaker. He already was there.
Yeah, Icebreaker, do the Icebreaker thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kane Samaria, not busted at all.
No, not at all.
So Dataplet's even taking this more to the extreme. He's going to beat the boss before clearing out the back. Alright, bombs in the Freezor chest.
since we don't have the hook shot... Oh wait, he doesn't have the big key, so he's not gonna bother with the big chest. Duh.
Correct. Time for some cold stare.
Here we go. Without the fire rod, you either have to go hammer or go master sword. You can stay up top, and those ice blocks that fall will not hit the ground. That's not damaging you. So
just got to make sure to dodge the actual puffs. Oh dear, he's on half a heart.
Okay.
There's a reason he bought that potion.
There is a reason he gets it off. Alright, one puff ball down. There's 2. And 3. Gets it done.
And nice.
Gets rewarded with another potion.
Trading one potion for another seems good.
Yeah.
Alright, so Dataplet will be clearing out the back of Pod now. We'll be able to see it this time. Alright, so where is tstew headed this time? Maybe he's gonna head over to Bombo's tablet and then check Desert. I don't know. Nope, it's headed west from here. Now, he's already checked Cave 45. I assume Stumpsman. Maybe it's a play toward the Smith chain. It's possible he didn't have money for digging game. Nah, he's just heading toward village. Alright, Smith chain it is. Gonna get that lamp here. It's also gonna mirror to check Sick Kid, it looks like.
That's a thing that both of our runners have had for a while, but have not actually done yet.
Dataplet checked it a while back, I believe.
Oh. Whoops. My bad.
I feel like I might have set you up for that, but I wasn't trying to.
Nah, it's alright. It's one of those things that you have... There's so much you have to track in the Key Sanity Seed that you, as commentators, sometimes you easily forget, like, oh yeah, we already saw that.
So this actually might work out pretty well for tstew. He's doing the Smith chain. He's quite possibly going to be able to finish this off with Bombo's tablet, get this Desert small key, and then be able to head into Desert with both keys. Which seems pretty good to me. Now, in terms of things we might need for later, we could end up seeing something like a flute in Ganon's tower. Because, of course, Misery Mire is the remaining pendant.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna need Hookshot for certain. We're gonna need Cape for certain. Mire could require Quake. And Boots, at this point, We would only need boots if one of the items we just listed off is there, because since we have all 4 GT keys plus the big one, the GT torch is not going to be of any use to us.
Right. Unless, of course, it's the flute.
Yeah, or one of the other things we listed off.
Alright, so tstew turning in the purple chest for the toilet paper, going back to the Dark World, will be able to grab the Bombos tablet, which is very nice. He's going to be quite happy with the contents of this. And it looks like Dataplet might actually be following in tstew's footsteps here. He's like, well, guess I know where I'm going now. So, is Dataplet about to check the first chest of Swamp? Is this what's happening?
I think this is what's happening.
Okay. That sure is a check. I mean, there was a time when the key sanity randomizer was bugged such that it was in there about 10%, or the small key was in there about 10% of the time. But it still can be in there. You can have vanilla small key, which would be pretty dumb. Just a shield, so no dice for Dataplet.
Meanwhile, with that desert small key, tstew is going to be finishing desert, and Dataplet's going to get said small key, and may follow him in there.
tstew, of course, picking up the Ice Palace big key after having cleared Ice Palace. That's always fun. Anybody I know is going to last location that big chest if they don't get it immediately. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Alright, big chest, a desert, just a compass. And we will see tstew head for the boss.
So what do we have left? We have the big chest in Ice Palace. We have what's on Lammo. We technically... Can we go further? Yeah. We can at least go to Chain Chomps.
Yeah. I mean, we can go, theoretically, all the way to Laser Bridge.
Oh, we have 2 keys, not 1. My bad. I was looking at Dataplet. Dataplet's
he actually has 2 keys as well.
Okay.
When he was in there, we saw that. Yeah, so Dataplet has, of course, already done the right side stuff. Let's see if Dataplet can figure out this trick, which is not lifting this pot after you've already picked it up. Nope. The muscle memory is real, y'all. I only called that out because it's something I've done a million times.
Muscle memory is a thing.
And a bug net on Landmo. So Aga 1 is now in logic. Not really.
Not something we wanted to see, to be honest.
Aga 1 is definitely not in logic. We need another key for that. Yeah, Turtle Rock might be our answer today. We can definitely, in logic, at least get all the way to Mimic Cave and the big chest. But for Laser Bridge to be in logic, we'd need one more small key for Turtle Rock. And for the boss and the lava chest to be in logic, we'd need 2 more. But yeah, you can definitely get to Laser Bridge by stealing a key.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, tstew is going to go ahead and do Hera Basement, looks like. Just going to be a little bit of a, improve, a little bit of time gained for Dataplet.
And this might be a play for potions for for Dataplet to get for an Ice Palace play.
Yeah, definitely might see some Ice Palace coming up.
Yeah. Except he doesn't have any empty bottles because they're full of bees. It's a good time probably to remind everybody that if you have been enjoying this race, and it's getting pretty tense here, but please be sure to give both Dataplet and tstew14 follows on Twitch for this entertainment that they are giving us today.
It is definitely a bit of a skill to be able to actually do this sort of race with all the different keys everywhere without losing your stinking mind. So definitely good on these runners for showing it off to us. Alright, so we're going to get to see the Ice Palace big chest from Dataplet. And we're probably going to get to see more of Turtle Rock from tstew coming up here. Next week's settings, that is going to be the Randomizer co-op week. So it's basically open mode, Randomizer. I don't think it's all dungeons this week, but I could be wrong. I have to look.
I honestly don't know. I haven't been keeping track of where things are, and here we go. tstew is going into TR.
Yeah, it's just open defeat Ganon Randomizer with co-op, so info share. So you're going to have 2 runners running the same seed, trying to, achieve the fastest time possible. That Samara trick is actually pretty easy to learn. It's pretty doable. It's also ridiculous that it even exists. Yeah, I believe that is the 4 cold stare spawn setting. Actually, full boss shuffle may not be random, may not be chaos boss shuffle, so I could be making that up. I think full is where you've got 1 of each boss and then 3 replaced. So it could be 4 cold stares, that is true.
Alright. Ooh!
Oh!
Oh no!
That is a real thing. So that's going to be, Oh no for tstew, oh yay for Dataplet, though he doesn't quite know it yet. Yeah. That's a big deal. Now, it doesn't unlock anything immediately, so we're still probably going to see some progression here in Turtle Rock.
I mean, the only way that I would say this is mitigated for tstew is if the only thing in here that we find is the flute, forcing him to go back there to get it to go into Mire.
Yeah, because it's all dungeons, we do need that Mire big key, so it is absolutely required that tstew open that big chest of ice eventually. The only problem is, it's possible that he could get a lot of different things pulling him away from that. For example, if we find the cape in here to get that fire rod, well, then we've got, a whole nother can of worms to open up. I mean, because tstew didn't have the big key of Ice Palace when he went in, he was, incapable of getting the big chest of ice. It wasn't that he skipped it on purpose. Yeah, Dataplet found the big key of Misery Mire on that chest, which is a big deal. So we're also seeing a hammer / master sword fight from Dataplet, which is once again a humongous pain. Alright, so we're going to get the Mimic Cave check here from tstew. Blue boomerang.
Not really needed. Hold stare down for Dataplet.
The hook shot
Ooh.
Inside the big chest of Turtle Rock. And that's going to be a pretty big pickup there. But again, it's going to unlock more things for tstew to check to pull him away from that Misery Mire big key.
But really, it's just Hookshot Cave. Like, we don't have this. We haven't found the Swamp Small Key. Although I kind of feel like there's going to have to be something else here.
Yeah, or in Hookshot Cave. Now, tstew is going to go ahead and go for Laser Bridge here, leaving behind the lava chest, which is perfectly reasonable. That's not in logic until you have all 4 small keys anyway. Yeah, so if you're a fan of tstew, you want to hope for something locking you into going to Mire.
Mm-hmm.
Bootless laser skips, everybody. They're kind of the worst.
Kind of, because they are.
We got a quack as well.
Alright, so nothing that really would matter other than the hook shot. So I think if nothing is in... Well, okay. Realistically, at this point, something has to be in hook shot. Well, we haven't also seen Spike Cave. I just realized that.
Yeah, Spike Cave currently not in logic without the cape or Brian, but still could be a thing.
I thought they changed that.
No. Pretty sure it still requires one of the invincibility items, just because you could be required to go through there with 3 hearts.
Fair point. Excuse me. Which I think we're going to see Hookshot Cave from tstew. I mean, I guess at that point, the way we're bottlenecked right now, I kind of feel like Cape might be in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, very possible. If you're a fan of tstew, what you want to see here is Flute. That's what you want to see.
Speaking of,
there we go. Flute acquired. And Dataplet actually going for the big key chest here in Turtle Rock. Interesting play. That's basically locking him into getting all 4 Turtle Rock keys.
tstew is about to do Spike Cave, and they remember, oh yeah, I kind of can't do that right now. So this race is very interesting right now.
All right, so tstew will now be going to use the flute. And basically, the other thing, if you're a fan of tstew, is you want, like, Cape or whatever it is that lets us proceed to be on Vitreous or in the big chest of Meyer, so that he'll be forced to go back to ice.
Alright, so first time seeing the Meyer area.
Alright, the medallion for Misery Meyer is not shown on screen yet.
Well, tstew has all 4 of them, so I can see why he would think that's not really important right now.
Alright, we've got the Swamp Small Key as well as a heart container in Meyer Shed.
Which, well, it's going to open up Swamp Palace, which is good, but it's going to take tstew further away from where that Meyer Big Key is.
It is going to distract tstew from that. But again, Dataplet has to find the 4th Turtle Rock key now, which is kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Got another big key this time. It is Swamp.
Good that both of those were near each other, I guess.
Fair enough. Mr. Meyer Big Key is in the Ice Palace Big Chest, which unfortunately tstew did skip because he didn't have the big key at the time.
So it was Bombos, which means we don't need... That Quake wasn't needed that we found.
That is correct. Hey, what if the cape's on the pedestal?
That is a possibility.
That would be pretty dumb.
It would be pretty dumb.
Anyway. Alright, so Dataplet is now going back into Turtle Rock with that key. It's a little unfortunate because he's dipping this another time and is not going to be able to complete it due to using that key. We're going to have to ask him about using that key. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bit of a hard pill to swallow for me. Yeah, basically, forfeiters are us. Dataplet over here. He decided that his opponent were double dippers, so he's just going to one-up them, or actually two-up them, and quadruple dip Turtle Rock. But yeah, I still can't see any scenario in which tstew doesn't check every single other thing before going back to the Ice Palace big chest.
Mm-hmm.
There's our cape.
There it is.
Which again is unfortunate for tstew. He's gonna full clear GT or something looking for that key.
But I mean, unfortunately, the way this seed has kind of been set up, we are bound to find something here.
Yeah. Really, the hope was that it was going to be locked behind the big key.
Now, speaking of big keys, there's still one we're missing.
Yeah, the Thieves Town big key. That is true. And a Castle Tower small key as well. We need that. Of course. Dataplet going to go ahead and do a safety door here. Because as we said, bootless laser skips are dumb.
They are, in fact, dumb. So this probably is Swamp Palace for...
Oh, absolutely. You definitely go for Swamp in tstew's situation. All of these plays are the, like, you know, absent the knowledge we have, they are the correct plays to make.
Yes.
But it's just really unfortunate about that big key.
Yes, that you are totally correct with that.
Alright, so Dataplet activating the flute as well. Saying hi to everybody's favorite swag duck.
And with that, the Hawk's about to rock. We salute you.
Oh, now I want to play Thousand Year Door. Alright, there's the fourth T-Rock key, so it's not going to evade Dataplet for too long.
Hopefully not.
It is just rather obnoxious that he's having to quadruple dip Turtle Rock. All right, so we will get to see from Dataplet what the contents of the big chest and boss drop from Misery Mire are. And if one of those is the Thieves Town big key, it could help tstew a little bit. Not have to go into GT looking for that particular item.
Predictably, tstew is going to go ahead and full clear. Since for him, he's looking for 2 big keys. For us, we're only looking for 1. Going to set up the diver down setup, where you go ahead and flood the key. You wait until the bomb explodes. You do the diver down, and then when you walk up there, the crystal switch switches.
Yep. Again, Cane of Samaria, not busted at all.
No, not busted at all.
Granted, it is possible to do the diver down glitch without the Cane of Samaria. It just requires a bomb.
It's frankly a lot easier to do with Cane of Samaria.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know about a lot, but definitely easier. But I know some people who like the other version better.
I can kind of see why, because with that, you're guaranteed that you know you can do it whether you have the cane or not. Like, I can see why people like that one better.
Alright, left side swamp, just a heart container for your trouble. At this point, not particularly great, to be honest. So Dataplet will be heading now to the left side, where we can pick up a cape. Now I wonder what the odds are that Dataplet picks up the cape here and then just goes to beat the boss.
I don't know. We're still looking for the Thieves Big, and since Thieves Town is a crystal, there's no chance it can't be in GT. I kind of feel like at this point you're not, in terms of, you know, as we've been talking about double dipping. Oh, there's the fantastic footwear and the big key to Thieves Town.
Okay. Well, that's, again, a little unfortunate for tstew. We don't know that. He doesn't know that yet, but it's less fortunate than he thinks it is.
Exactly. That is no mode for us. But anyway, to finish the thought, like, if you're in Dataplet's position and you're still looking for one item, I think you keep looking. I don't think you take the risk of having to come back here again.
Yeah. I probably would have gone up there anyway, just so I could hookshot across to the chest on the bridge. But I'm a weird person. All right, big chest of mire. What do you got? Just a heart container. Ooh, free sword there on Argus. Also with the red mail found in swamp as well, so certainly not going to complain about that.
So tstew leaves swamp. Going to 3, obviously at this point probably to go get that fire rod, finish off Skullwoods.
Then probably going to go finish Turtle Rock. He actually has all the keys, so if he wanted to, he could check the lava chest while he's in there.
And the thing is, since Myers a pendant, I wouldn't be surprised if he does GT.
Oh, absolutely. And in this case, that's what you do, is you do Ganon's Tower. It's really unfortunate that you do Ganon's Tower.
But given his circumstances, it's what makes the most sense.
So I feel a lot of salt gonna be building up here. Yeah, full clear of GT might just happen anyway because of this Castle Tower small key.
You know, we got that first one so early, I completely forgot about the fact that we needed that other one.
Yep.
I've been thinking we've been close to go mode for the entire time. Nope.
It could definitely be like pedestal or something. Something silly that you wouldn't check until later. We have seen someone check Magic Bat, so that's not a problem. It was actually tstew, I believe, who fake powdered. Yeah, Dataplet can check the pedestal here after beating Skull Woods pretty easily. But yeah, we're going to see the Thieves Town clear as well. Or, wait, no, he hasn't been to Swamp. What am I talking about? He's going to go get the Fire Rod. Words have been used.
They have, in fact.
Oh, there it is! Castle Tower small key in the big chest of Thieves Town.
So that is no mode. That unfortunately does not help tstew at all in terms of avoiding checking GT.
Yeah, that is going to be rather unfortunate, because Dataplet's going to be able to go mode Ganon's Tower. We found the remaining... What happened is we found the remaining Castle Tower small key in the big chest of Thieves Town. There's the third Mire key, which actually put the cape in logic.
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll see tstew go pick up the Fire Rod as well. He's going to go beat Skull Woods, then he's going to go to Turtle Rock and beat that. He's going to go to GT and full clear that, and then he's going to go back to Ice Palace. He might actually do Spike Cape before he does Ice Palace too. What I'm saying is it's not a good time for tstew. Oh, he's going to do Kingstone Bonk Rocks as well.
Makes sense, but unfortunately will not be the thing he's looking for.
Oh yeah, Pyramid Fairy. Dataplet got the glitched torch in Skull Woods. It's kind of like the reverse torch glitch, where it doesn't look lit, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mothula goes down.
Very nicely done.
Guess tstew never checked Lumberjack Cave, so that's a thing. Yeah, because in his mind, of course, it could contain that big key he's looking for.
Unfortunately, it won't.
Yeah, so right now, tstew is making up a little bit of time with the boots and the sword, but it's probably not gonna be enough to make up for having to clear GT in its entirety, while Dataplet does not.
We're gonna see a blind ped pull from Dataplet. Which
Sticks!
is just some sticks.
I mean, you do need arrows to kill Ganon, so they could be the arrow of Evil's Bane. That's all I'm saying.
Likely not, but okay.
Okay. I phrased that incorrectly. Need is a strong word.
Fair point.
Dataplet is going back into Swamp Palace for the second time. Shoutouts to dipping for the first chest. Alright, so tstew has acquired the 6th crystal. We'll be going for the 7th pretty soon, I imagine. Could go for Pyramid Fairy first. I doubt that seriously. He is going to go for this small key here. It's the remaining Skullwood small key is what it is. And if you pay attention, it's a slightly darker color than the other small key you just saw.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna save and quit there.
We will see if Dataplet decides to full clear Swamp or if he decides to skip left side. I don't know. I don't know if he's a skip left side kind of guy. I mean, if he does skip left side and leaves it for later, that would do him some good because, he'd get the big key to Thieves Town in the back and then he could just full clear Thieves Town and get that done. But, I don't know.
So at this point, we can pretty much guess how things are going to go. Dataplet's going to finish Swamp. Once he gets Thieves Town big, we'll head to Thieves Town. Hopefully, we'll check and get the Aga key, and that will put Dataplet in GOAT mode.
Dataplet is skipping left side for now. He's apparently not going to do the diver down glitch here. He's instead setting up for the initial, or for the vanilla way of doing this, which is a perfectly fine way to do things. All right, he's got Thieves Town Big Key. He's got boots. He's going back.
Well, the question is, will he go back?
Who knows? These two finding yet another bottle there in the right side of Turtle Rock. Alright, so we're setting up for spins on Argus. Yeah, with Master Sword, if you can do a double pull into a spin, you're usually doing some pretty good damage here to the puffs.
Mm-hmm.
And with tstew having acquired the remaining Turtle Rock small keys, I certainly don't fault him for checking the big key chest here. Now, left side swamp was basically garbage. See, Castle Tower Small was in the Thieves Town big chest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Dataplet's leaving, so, okay. That is certainly a thing you can do here. If Dataplet skips the Thieves Town big chest to save time, like, all of us are going to, like, lose our minds.
Yeah, that will be the point where this race gets really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. That's why there was a kappa on that. But, yeah. Oh, boy. Just the thought of that made me want to, like, physically vomit. Yeah, I guess if he thinks he's in go mode, like if he completely forgot about the Castle Tower small key, I'm not saying anyone would ever do that. But it might have happened to me recently, like in this stream. But yeah, I don't believe we're going to see him skip that chest.
Meanwhile, Trinex is down for tstew.
All right, so I and everybody else's dog expects tstew to head west here to to Ganon's tower. As far as he knows, this could contain the Misery Mire big key that he's looking for. So we are expecting, again, to see a full clear of Ganon's tower. Now, don't get your guesses in chat because the big key's not in here, nor is there really anything we're interested in seeing.
Nope, because at 1 hour, 52 minutes, and, well, 59 seconds, Dataplet is in go mode.
That is true. True facts.
Unfortunately, that big key in Ice Palace is... I mean, that's the thing about Key Sanity. There are so many, like, one-off items that just can screw with you if the right items in the wrong items in the wrong place.
And I mean, the Ice Palace Big Chest is doing these teams dirty twice in a row. With the hammer being in there last time, and this one having that big key. Now, of course, because of the whole Key Sanity all dungeons thing, or because of the whole Key Sanity thing, or how do I brain? Why can't I have words? Because of the fact that you need 7 crystals to get into Ganon's tower, there is still a junk fill in place on Ganon's tower. Mm-hmm. So there's some amount of garbage that's going to be in there. So it sort of reduces the weight overall. Did find the cane of Brian in there, so that's fun. Brian, what are you doing in Ganon's tower, leaving your cane lying around? Also powder.
I seem to recall you have a fondness for that powder.
A little bit. I can quit anytime I want. All right, one boomerang strat there for tstew, doing pretty well here. I mean, the execution here on display is pretty good. It's just going to be super painful when he completes the tower, and it's going to be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Got rando room here, so-called, because that's the only time you'll ever see it. I don't know if there's a 100% all chests category, but that would be a thing if there was one of those in NMG.
I mean, I will say, growing up, I was quite the completionist. Well, I'm still a completionist, but Randomizer has kind of kicked me out of that completionist habit. But back in the day, when I would play A Link to the Past, I would be one of those guys that would want to do everything, which would include like filling out the map and visiting all the rooms, which would mean I went to that room quite a bit to finish the map.
So you went to the room to the left of what's it called, of the fire rod room on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Where you get trapped and you have to fight your way out for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
And that one room in Desert, and that one room in Turtle Rock, same kind of thing.
Yeah, all those rooms.
Yeah. I've seen those rooms be relevant in bingo. Like goals that say end your run in that room or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so tstew has now fully cleared the basement. Well, except for the right side. Oh, he hasn't done tile room. That's it. Meanwhile, Dataplet is going to just finish off Trinex and then blow right by tstew. We may see simultaneous climbs.
Possibly.
Very nice hit. Third or final phase of Trinex there. Just the double spin and the slash to take it down.
And there's Mirror Shield in the tile room.
Wow. So yeah, we're not going to see like synced up climbs, but they're definitely going to be climbing Ganon's tower at the same time. I mean, Dataplet's going to walk in and start climbing. Yeah, we have not seen the fourth sword. I wouldn't be, like, terribly opposed to checking a chest or two on the way up if I didn't have the fourth sword, just because it can be pretty nice to have.
I mean, we can kind of suspect that tstew would probably check it.
Yeah, tstew's definitely checking them both. They're checking everything. Dataplet, on the other hand, who knows? Probably not. Might check the final chest. I would definitely check the final chest, and I might check the chest before it as well. But I probably wouldn't go out of my way for the emitting Helmosaur chests. It's not powder luck. We have seen the magic bat. As tstew did the fake flipper or fake powder a while back. I know how to words. Could be like actual vanilla.
Maybe we'll see.
Now this isn't Mystery Week, so we don't have vanilla swords as an option. So the question here is tstew going to find the key he's looking for before or after Dataplet finishes? Because to be honest, if I hadn't found it at that point and I was in tstew's shoes, I might consider forfeiting.
Thing is, once you find the Meyerbeeg, or what all you're looking for is Meyerbeeg, once you find it, I mean, you're pretty much just going to be trying to finish the game, and it's not going to be that
Yes.
long to do.
So if I did find it before my opponent finished, I'd be like, all right, let's just finish out the seed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I concur.
So yeah, Dataplet did go ahead and skip those 2 chests on the way up. All right, so tstew is going to go ahead and finish Castle Tower because it needs to be done. He's not going to gain any items from it, though. So basically, at this point, tstew has Spike Cave and the Ice Palace Big Chest, I think.
Pretty much.
No, if a projectile has not been hit by your sword, it will not damage Aghanim 1 or 2. So if you get one of the shadows to aim at Aga 2 at the real one, it won't hurt him. So we will also see Dataplet mirror to Castle Tower, as it does need to be completed. And so essentially, after this climb, we will see a Ganon fight and a finished seed by Dataplet.
Mm-hmm. That, barring something unforeseen, that will get Dataplet and the forfeiters up to 15 points.
And I believe some people did the math while we were talking about it. If Forfeiters Are Up wins out and gets to 21 points, they will actually capture the 3rd place spot in their division. Because they will have the tiebreaker over their opponent from next week. So if they win both of their races next week, they've still got a shot. Meanwhile, if the Double Dippers win out, they can definitely reach the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, tstew has Pyramid Fairy, he has Spike Cave, he has Ice Palace Big Chest. I believe those are the only things left. And we will see where he decides to go after this.
So the Aga 1 fight, not as complicated as the Aga 2 fight.
It does, however, generally last a little longer. Alright, so we're seeing the Pyramid Fairy check first from tstew. I'm not convinced we haven't seen the last pod key already, but you might be right.
Couldn't tell you, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think we are short a pod key.
Well, won't matter because Aga 1 is down, so now it's time for the big pig!
Alrighty. We got bombs and 10 arrows. Where the heck is that sword? Oh no, tstew's going back into pod.
Oh no.
For those of you just joining us, the reason that tstew has essentially lost this race at this point is the Misery Mire Big Key was in the big chest of Ice Palace, which he didn't have the big key when he went in the first time. Which is a little unfortunate on his end. Yeah, I'm reasonably certain we picked up the last pod key. If he's on 3 now, he used 3 before. And that's it. Dataplet finishing off Ganon with an official time of 2 hours, 10 minutes even.
GG's to Dataplet.
We will see if Dataplet wants to join us in here for some interview-type shenanigans. Meanwhile, tstew, we're going to watch the agony of tstew.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to Spike Cave. Of course he's going to Spike Cave.
Oh boy. Is that where the sword... Well, maybe he's not going to Spike Cave. He's probably still...
Oh no, he's going to Spike Cave.
Yeah.
It's very possible. I think... Like, I can't think of any place the sword could be other than... No. I just... Sahasrara? Green Pendant?
Possibility.
I don't think we've seen Green Pendant turn in. Yeah, I guess it's on the Green Pendant. It's ridiculous. So it looks like Dataplet is joining us in the chat. Appears to be a little bit unhappy with the hookshot location. How does it feel to quadruple dip Turtle Rock? That's what I want to know. I really do have to ask about that that decision to go to the lava chest when you did. I'm like, are you really wanting to have to go find all 4 pod key or Turtle Rock keys. Yeah, it does have to show up. That's true. I just don't like the idea of it being out of the way. But I guess if you had done like a lot of the overworld checks already, then it's not that big a deal.
That makes sense.
You're like, I've done most of the overworld checks. I can go to the... I will go past everything else. Turns out good call on skipping left side swamp there. It's just a heart container. But yeah. So we will finally see tstew pick up that big key. Can't imagine what sort of unholy mess he unleashes on screen when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, he knows he's lost at this point. And there he gets it. Rage slashes.
Yeah, and it does look like he went ahead and forfeited at this point.
Yep.
So, but at least he did manage to find the silly key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're not hearing the runner because the runner is not in chat in the booth with us. He's just in chat talking.
Yep. But yeah, GG's to both Dataplet and to tstew for that. All Dungeons Key Sanity is always going to be a long race.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get like sub 2 hours in one of these seeds, you know something went horribly right.
Mm-hmm. Because normally you're not sub 2ing at all Dungeons Key Sanity.
Yeah, and 2:10 is certainly a pretty good time. Probably faster than I would have beaten it. Yeah. We'll see if tstew accepts the invitation or not.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if he decided not to. Let's be fair.
No,
I would not be in a particular mood to talk after that seed, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I see you, tstew. And we have tstew joining us. GG's.
Thanks, GG's. GG's Dataplet.
Yep, that is a real unfortunate series of events there for you. We were sitting here pulling for like Thieves Town Big Key in the Misery Mire Big Chest or something, so you wouldn't have to, go out of your way for that. Full clear everything, but yeah, it just didn't end up going your way.
Yeah, there was really no way I was gonna get that before last locationing it.
Oh, absolutely. And to be fair, like even with that, like all you had to do at this point was go beat Meyer and then go beat Ganon. So if you add on that time, that's maybe 5-6 minutes, and you're still finishing within 10 minutes of your opponent, which is pretty good. Because your opponent ended up like quadruple dipping Turtle Rock, which is ridiculous. He just had to look at your team name, the Double Dippers, and be like, I can do that. I can do that twice.
Yeah, that's a lot of dips.
Mm-hmm. I think he double dipped Swamp too. He just went in for the first chest.
Mm-hmm. So.
But yeah, that was up until that Ice Palace big chest was opened, it looked like you had this seed well in hand, to be honest. And sometimes the items don't fall your way, but that was one of the things we were saying earlier in the seed is there's so much parity in skill between players in this league that a lot of times teams with lower records are that way not because of execution or skill, but because the cards fell the wrong way. And there was nothing wrong with doing the Ice Palace play when you did. I mean, you said something about it not being in logic due to Helmosaur. But I mean, I'd have still gone for it.
Yeah, Bumbus was on Helma, so I wasn't gonna find anything that useful at that point. So probably should have done the other checks just to try to find what my next regression was.
Yeah, but I definitely appreciate the skill you showed off today. Real good skill all around, to be honest. So next week, one more week. You know, your team is still quite there in the thick of the playoff hunt here. How's it looking for next week? Do you know how you guys are gonna, divide the duty?
I'm not sure yet.
All right. Are you looking forward to the co-op week there?
Yeah, at this point, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Randomizer myself, but with a friend, it's always nice. Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers while you've got the platform here?
Not really at this point.
All right. Not a big deal. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you later. With that, I want to go ahead and thank our runners, of course, Dataplet and tstew14 for putting on an excellent show today. I want to thank our tracker, Koval, for dealing with the buttons that sometimes don't cooperate. And of course, I want to thank my co-commentator Jax Refi. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Dr. Bobtastic. And while we're at it, there's still going to be plenty of Randomizer League action. We got 4 races actually going on the main SpeedGaming channel, on SpeedGaming 4, 5, and 6. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, we will have one more match going on SpeedGaming 3. So please be sure to stick around the SpeedGaming network of channels for all of this rando goodness.
Mm-hmm. With that, I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic, and I'll see you all at a later occasion. Jax Refi, you have the last word. Take it away.
As always, see you next mission.